Hey, how's everybody doing?
I'm good. I don't know about everybody else.
I'm good,
Yeah,
Jaquarii.
Jaquarii, how does it feel to be the number one receiver on this team, the main target?
Feels really good. Yeah, I want the ball a lot, as every receiver do. It's a good feeling. I want to keep being the number one guy, or keep being the guy that Sam wants to get the ball out to. Coaches want the ball in their hands. So I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing to get them targets.
Has part of that been just finding yourself open? Have you and Sam developed a better connection during the off season? What's been the catalyst to this explosion?
Well, me and Sam, during the off season and in quarantine, when I got back from Boston, where I was, I connected with Sam because down in Lake Norman, we got together a few times, a good amount of times. We just made that connection, going into practice. I'm always talking to Sam, yelling at Sam, give me the ball. Kind of like I want to be a ball hog. Yeah.
Jaquarii, have you guys talked a little bit about the letdown factor? You've got two big wins, at home. Now you hit the road in unknown COVID territory. I mean, have you guys talked about that at all and trying to avoid the letdown thing going to Syracuse?
Yeah. So we're just going to treat it like the past two games, the past two wins we had. We're going to go into this thing focused, knowing our game plan. Doing what the coaches have set for us to do to win this football game, and we're just going to keep it the same. We're going to be the same Wake Forest team.
Corey, I know you guys just had a game against the team that beat you last year, but does that enter your mind this week too, with Syracuse and the way that last year's game played out?
Oh yeah, so Syracuse does a nice job of making turnovers, creating turnovers, and that's one focus that our offense is worried about this week. So it's a big ball security game. We just got to be focused on the things that we need to worry about to win this football game, and that's taking care of the football.
Okay, but the way you guys lost that game last year, have you guys talked about that at all, or is it something that doesn't really need to be discussed at this point?
I just think it's more so, it's a new year, so we're kind of just preparing for what they have been doing these past few games that they had. I don't think it's nothing that, we're not really worrying about the past. We need to get this win. I mean, there might be a little few things in there that we're worried about from last year, but I think we got it under control.
Corey, obviously it's been a strange season. You've had the protocols and the schedules kind of been mismatched throughout the year. There's been a lot of struggle for you guys, I'm sure, to kind of stay COVID-free. But when you get a night like Saturday night and the celebration on the field, does that kind of make it all worthwhile?
Yeah, but we have very smart guys, guys that love football, and I don't think they're going to do anything to put our football team in jeopardy. But I mean, it was a good win. I mean, we celebrated for 24 hours. We enjoyed the win, but for the most part, we have smart guys and very disciplined football team.
Jaquarii, what about going up you're getting on an airplane and you're traveling more, you're not just going by bus. I mean, are you guys at all concerned, or you think everything's, going to be taken care of? And do your plans change at all? You guys going to be up there less time than normal?
Yeah, I think we're going to be up here less time than normal because of it's a noon kickoff. So we'll head back early. Not sure what time we're going to leave Friday, but it's just the same protocol. We're going to follow the same rules we've been following. I'm sure, hopefully, Syracuse has been taking care of, going out and just been taking care of this whole situation, the pandemic that's going on, and I think we'll be fine in New York.
Corey, is it weird that you're just going on the road for the second time this year? Here it is, your sixth game of the year. How weird is that?
Yeah, it really is weird. You know, we had a bunch of home games, I feel like, so far. But yeah, I know it's good to travel with the team. You know, good to get out of Winston-Salem. I haven't been out of Winston-Salem for a few weeks, but yeah, it's good. It's good to get out there, go out there and play.
Has that meant a lot for you guys to have those home games, with everything that happened, especially early on in the year, dealing with the COVID aspect? Has that really helped you guys kind of gel and come together more?
Yeah, I think being home was something that everybody wants to play home. Playing at home, and I feel like the guys want to get away from Winston Salem, so it'll be good for us. We need to get away for a little bit.
How confident are you in the offense right now? 6 games heading into your sixth game. How confident are you in the offense?
I'm really confident. I've been confident since after game one or game two, and I feel like I only get more confident. Our offense will only get more confident. We keep getting better. Keep competing, and just keep making plays. So I feel like for the most part, we are getting confident. We still got a peak, a level that we can continue to reach, but we'll get there.
Talking about being the number one receiver, was there anything that you particularly worked on to get yourself into that position, or is it more just the opportunity than anything else? Was there any one part of your game that you said, I really like to step up that, and it's paid off for you in a big way?
For the most part, I kind of really didn't even worry about the media or the number one receiver in the country, whatever it was. I just kept going hard in practice. I kept working at my craft, working on my routes and just doing the same things over and over and over. So, and I guess and I'm gonna continue to keep doing that, and that'll make me, a better receiver. I ain't really worried too much about that.
Jaquarii, what areas in the offense do you think you guys can still grow within?
I would say, our outside receivers, they're very young. Offensive line, we can continue to grow everywhere, to be honest. Just keep getting game experience, and that's about all.
And Jaquarii, how often do you ask Sam to throw you the ball during a game? Are you in his ear a lot, or how often does that happen in a game?
I really try not to worry him, and because I know how much he has to do in one play, so I try not to worry him. I let him do his thing until I feel like, well, I should have kind of gotten that, and I get in his ear like once or twice, but I let him relax.
Corey, one of the things that stands out to me when I go back and rewatch games is your route running seems really crisp. Has that always been a strength of yours, do you feel like, or is that something that's developed over the last couple of years?
I'll say it always been a strength. I kept working at it, and I'm going to keep working at it. I could definitely get better at, making my routes a little better here and there. But that's just something I'm going to keep working on,
That seems to be, I always felt like that was one of Greg's strengths, was one of Kendall's strengths last year. Is it something that Coach Higgins kind of is he kind of a refiner in that area, and is that one of his strengths that he works with you on?
I think going back into recruiting, he can see that if a receiver, he can see that we know that we have a strength in running routes, and he kind of sees that. And then as we're here, we see older guys, and we straighten up our routes or we make them more crisp. But Kendall and Greg was great route runners. Coach Higgins always worked with us on more of the smaller things as blocking, coming out the breaks, and that plays a part well into route running, coming out the breaks, coming out on a dime. He really does look into that every week, pretty much.
And then before Coach Higgins, was it like a high school coach or a Pee Wee coach that really helped you out with that, or is it just an instinctual thing to where you know what it's going to take and what moves you need to use to get open?
So I had this one high school coach. He was like my receivers DB coach, and I started playing like my sophomore year, so I never would stick. So, and that's one big thing that Coach Higgins always gets on us about, saying, "Oh, we have to stick, have to stick." But he kind of taught me how to stick, and I was just running vertical or just rounding it off. But yeah, he really kind of taught me how to stick my foot in the ground and make a nice crisp break.
Did you play DB in high school too?
Yeah, I played defensive back. Yeah.
Okay, I figured you came from a kind of smaller school, right?
Yeah, 2A. Yeah.
Gotcha. You think playing DB also helps you on the opposite side of things?
Um, I wouldn't say much because, but I kind of know like what a DB was looking at or what he's looking for. That kind of helped me, but I really wasn't really too many good receivers out in Northeast and North Carolina, so I really wasn't doing too much.
You guys all good?
Yeah, nobody here is going to tell any of them that you said that.
All right. Thanks, Corey.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jaquarii.
Hey, Rondell, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just explain to us what it's like to be back out on the field and be part of that big win Saturday.
Oh man, it feels great, especially to win, obviously, to contribute to that. It's been like almost a year, I think. Yeah, it feels great to contribute to that and have fun. All that at the end, it's like it shows it all pays off. It's worth it.
Did you feel like you I believe you graded out pretty well. Were you happy with your performance against what was a pretty good offensive line?
Yeah, me myself, I thought I helped the team in a good way, obviously. And I think as a defense, we carried out the game plan perfectly, held them to 100 yards less than they normally had, which I thought was a really big part of the game plan. And I think we played physical, and they were obviously probably one of the better offensive lines we played this year. So, yeah.
Rondell, why do you think you guys were able to have so much success against stopping that run against Virginia Tech?
I think it's the week of practice we had. I think we were really focused. We were really locked in all week. And the game plan that Coach Hemp had for us and the game plan that the coaches emphasized, we have a big three. And one of the biggest ones was derail the train, because obviously it's a train if you're averaging like 320 a game. And we put me and Boogie at end because we're a lot heavier. And we just decided to play physical and take it personal that they were going to try to run it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, Rondell. How comfortable are you on every position at the D line right now? Because I think you're one of the guys that you can play field, you can play drop, and you've played the D tackle spots too, right?
I don't know about drop, but
okay.
Yeah,
isn't that where you are when you and Boogie are both out there at end?
No, I'm field. They got Boogie at end, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the other things, I'm up for whatever. I could play wherever you need me.
Rondell, how do you guys keep this momentum going on the road at Syracuse? And were you at all surprised that Syracuse kind of hung with Clemson there for a while?
The momentum part, I think, again, it's just another week of practice. We need to buy in, and like the early mornings, it's gonna be hard. But I think like last week, we learned from that and we build on these practices. And yeah, we won, but I think we gotta take what we did wrong and fix that to keep the momentum going. And then I'm not surprised Syracuse played Clemson good. I think they play Clemson and us good every year. I think we always get their best.
Rondell, at what point last week did you know you were going to be back? And then how you feeling physically after playing in your first game?
I missed the first part of that question.
At what point last week did you know you were going to be able to compete?
In practice, the scout team gives us really good looks, and I felt pretty good against them. And I felt like after like the middle of the week, I had the game plan down, and I was excited to be back, which I think played a big part. And yeah, after I was pretty sore because it's been like a year. So
what'd you miss the most?
Probably like just celebrating with the guys, like on the sideline, going crazy, watching them make plays, being able to jump around.
Coach Clausen talked about, with all the confusion of the early part of the season, trying to find the identity of this team and get into a football mode. Do you feel like you guys are in more of a routine and a pattern, and it's all football? We know what we can do, who can do what.
Yeah, I think the first game or two we were rusty. COVID didn't really help, and I think now we're getting into our groove where obviously we have a few injuries, but I think people are like playing their roles and know what to do and know what's coming. Like obviously Nick Anderson, he's a freshman, never played before, and now he has a few games under his belt, so he's more experienced. And I think that goes with everyone on the team.
How much do you guys feed off of just the rest of the defense, what Nick has been doing? I mean, does that fire everybody else up?
No, we love it. Ever since like walkthroughs this summer, we could tell like the fire behind him is just, it's going to help us. And like the way he plays on the field, he doesn't even have to say anything. We rally towards him. We rally towards Jaquarii. We rally towards Boog whenever we're all like just hyped and ready to make plays.
And I don't think we've asked this, but does Nick even shave yet?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen any facial hair on him.
On the defensive line, what's the key to keeping some of those more inexperienced guys ready to jump in and make an impact, like Shaheen and Isaiah Chaney?
I think Coach Cohen does a really good job of that in meetings to start. Like he keeps them engaged. Like he's not just worried about the starters and all that. And in practice, they rotate from like scout team, and like they come over with the defense and they get reps in, and then they get reps with the offense when they can. So I think just knowing that like COVID could hit or anyone could go down and letting them know that.
As a defense, you guys have put together, really good back-to-back performances against Virginia in the second half and then last week. How's the confidence of the defense moving forward? Are you guys, how are you guys coming together?
We're definitely confident, but we know we have a lot to work on. We know there's still injuries. We know people are banged up. And so we watch film and we just keep going and try to learn from our mistakes from the past two games and what keeps showing up and what we did last year a little bit that we need to do better against this good Syracuse team.
What are some of those mistakes that you guys might see that are showing up?
Like there's just some eye mistakes for the D-line. Obviously, there's too many MAs this late into the season. Like we're stepping wrong, and we just have to clean stuff like that up to be perfect and to keep this train rolling.
Rondell, what's the chances of a letdown this Saturday? You've got a bye week on the horizon. You're facing some injuries, just come off a big win, and facing a Syracuse team that's kind of underperformed this season. Any chance you guys don't come in mentally ready?
I think if we do come in mentally ready and ready to play, obviously the bye week's going to be great. But if we don't learn from the last 2 weeks or even the first game of the season, I think it's going to be a long Saturday, and then it's going to be a long bye week.
Rondell, this is the trip where you got hurt last year, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us what your injury was if you don't want to, but what was the most difficult part of the rehab process?
The whole thing. Just being here when everyone went home before that bowl game, just by myself. It was me and Nas by ourselves, just waking up, and the rehab wasn't great. It was hard to do, and obviously it's paid off, so it was worth it.
Sounds like quarantine before quarantine started.
Oh yeah, that's basically what it was.
I know you were going to miss the spring with the rehab. So were you kind of in the same boat as Nasir where your rehab kind of got put on hold, not being able to be on campus and rehab with the team doctors and those kind of people?
I think yeah, it kind of slowed it down because obviously it's not as intense as Niles. So at home, obviously I was rehabbing, but me and Nas could have been in better shape and better condition to play earlier if it wasn't for COVID, yeah.
And this is a game, not all that familiar with the geography up there, but is your family going to be able to come to this game at all?
New York they're not letting fans in, which is unfortunate, but.
It's kind of a bitter aspect to this trip for you, I'd imagine, going so close and not being able to have them come.
Yeah, no, my aunt just texted me and she's all mad. They all are, yeah.
Did they get the ACC network though? Will they see you play on TV at least?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They make sure of that.
Take it out on Syracuse.
What'd you say?
Take it out on Syracuse.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Anything else for Rondell?
Rondell, why do you think people think Kevin Durant is better than LeBron?
I don't know. I mean, he's a good scorer. He's 7 foot. It's crazy, but I'll never understand until LeBron's gone. That's the GOAT.
Who's a bigger LeBron fan, you or Tyreek?
Probably Tyreek. Tyreek's
Okay.
got me. Yeah, Tyreek's got me.
You guys good?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.